Colleagues, good afternoon. Today I'm gonna go through my work of population pharmacokinetics of cefazolin in maternal and umbilical cord plasma and exposure in term neonates. Cefazolin is a semi-synthetic first-generation cephalosporin. It is administered intrapartum to prevent group B streptococcus vertical transmission in mothers allergic to penicillin. Cefazolin traditional pre-delivery dosing is a 2-gram IV infusion followed by 1 gram if delivery did not occur within 8 hours of the first infusion. The therapeutic target for cefazolin-susceptible GBS strains is 1 mg per liter for 60 to 70% of the dosing interval. The objectives of our study were to develop a PopPK model based on maternal and umbilical cord concentrations, to investigate target attainment in mothers during labor, and to investigate the early postpartum cefazolin exposure in the newborn. Our data consisted of 24 pregnant women undergoing natural delivery and those with traditional pre-delivery cefazolin dosing for prophylaxis against GBS. In addition to maternal concentration samples, umbilical cord samples were collected in 12 out of the 24 women. Using this data, a population PK model was developed describing the maternal concentrations and umbilical cord concentrations. Using the predictions from our developed model, we ran neonate simulations using the published model of the Cook et al. To investigate the early postpartum cefazolin exposure in the newborns. Our data analysis showed that at delivery, maternal blood and arterial umbilical cord unbound cefazolin concentrations were above 1 mg per liter in 23 out of the 24 and 11 out of the 12 samples, respectively. A two-compartment model was developed with IIV on clearance, central volume of distribution, and peripheral volume of distribution. Additionally, two compartments were added, one describing the venous umbilical cord concentrations and another describing the arterial umbilical cord concentrations, in which we assumed that it represents the neonate concentrations. Our prediction-corrected VPC showed that our model provides an adequate fit for our data. These two figures illustrate our simulation results. The first figure shows the maternal unbound cefazolin concentration plotted against the time since the start of the infusion. The black line represents the median of our simulations, while the purple band represents the 95% prediction interval. And you can see the median is always above the therapeutic target of 1 mg per liter for the whole dosing interval. While the second figure represents the unbound neonatal cefazolin concentrations versus the time since birth. The black line represents the median trend of our simulations, and as you can see, all the newborns were above the 1 mg per liter at the time of delivery and for 4 hours, almost 4 hours after delivery. A conclusion of our study that the standard pre-delivery maternal cefazolin dosing provided adequate maternal and neonatal antimicrobial protection against GBS. Thanks a lot, waiting for your questions.